the new trailer that came out for... I don't think it was for episode 1. It was just for the season, wasn't it, in general?
The Aftermath trailer.
Yeah, the Aftermath trailer.
Yeah.
I basically watched the trailer and then watched your breakdown video of the trailer.
Nice.
And then I was thinking of more things that were like, ooh, that's made me think of this thing, and this made me think of that.
All right, let's do it.
So, it starts off and you see the wolf head and you were like, ooh, Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that could be a reference to Ghost, and I feel like they're hinting at possible deaths, obviously, because that's all they hint at in all of their promo, is that someone's gonna die, who's gonna die, and they're trying to give us clues as to who might be the person that dies in Battle of Winterfell.
So as it goes through,
it shows all the different things, doesn't it? So like you said, it shows Tyrion's
Hand of the Queen badge.
Queen of the Hand badge.
Queen of the Hand badge.
Arya's sword needle.
Eyes needle there.
And then the feather falls down. Now, I've got a lot to say about the feather because I feel like it's a big chunk. The feather is going to be one of the most important parts.
Okay, it's been cropping up a couple of times in all the teasers that they've been doing.
Exactly. And it's the only times it's appeared in the show has been really pivotal moments. So, first season, Robert Baratheon placed it on Lyanna Stark's statue.
Yeah.
To say, I'm so sad that you got raped by Rhaegar or whatever.
He didn't know that, though, no.
Did he? I thought... Did he not know that?
No, he just hated him. He just hated the Targaryens because he knew that he fancied Lyanna.
Oh. I thought he knew.
But then he always loved Lyanna, but Lyanna didn't really like him that much back.
She willingly went off, didn't she? It wasn't like a kidnapping or whatever. But yeah, so he placed that on Lyanna Stark's statue. And then in season 5, Sansa went into the crypts when she went back to Winterfell and she picked it up.
Yeah.
And that was in... I think the way that they shot that scene was the next clip that they cut to. It went to Jon or something like that.
I think so.
To try and... It was baiting the whole L plus R equals
L
J.
equals J.
Whatever that is, yeah.
Rihanna plus...
I was trying.
Rihanna. I mixed Rhaegar and Lyanna together to make Rihanna. That's the big thing that they're gonna...
That's that we've figured out the twist. The feather equals Rihanna. You can stand under my
feather.
I don't know. That's bad. Okay.
Rhaegar plus Lyanna equals Jon.
Equals Rihanna.
Or Aegon.
Yes. So, I think that the feather is definitely linked to Jon and his lineage. Which is... It kind of makes you think, why was it then in the first teaser trailer that we saw, when the three of them are in the crypts, the feather falls down, and they make a big deal about it, which I would understand because we know it's in the crypts, and
we know it's actually there.
Yeah, and it's had meaning in the show, so it would make sense that they kind of feature it a little bit.
But then in the next one, it's outside the castle.
Well, I mean, it might not be the same feather, but...
True. That's a good point, actually.
It is a feather, and if they focused on a feather in one teaser trailer, and then they're in the next teaser trailer, they're focusing on... Sorry, in the official trailer, they're focusing on... The feather, then I feel like it's got a lot more meaning to it. They're just hoping that people think, oh, it's just a throwaway look at a feather, when really it's going to have, a lot of meaning to it, I think. But it's just a theory.
It's just a theory. Cut back into a few weeks' time when the feather has no meaning.
It's just a feather. I feel like the feather might actually represent something, as in, have symbolism.
Rather than have an actual...
It's not going to be a plot point.
Yeah.
But it'll be a reference that will be oh, that's why the feather was there, because this happens in the Battle of Winterfell. So it obviously represents Jon, his relationship with his mother, or some sort of ties to that, because every time it's been mentioned has been to do with Lyanna Stark or Jon or that kind of thing. I was thinking that he won't find out about his true lineage until after the battle, because that's when the feather falls, is clearly after the battle's done.
Okay.
So maybe that was the symbolism. But then
That
would mean that there's 3 episodes of him in Winterfell without them mentioning, by the way, you're not, you're a Targaryen.
Yeah. I think that he'll find out in the first, maybe second One of the first 2 episodes.
I think if they hold it out for all
soon,
3, then it's going to be shit.
Yeah.
But that's. I was just thinking symbolism-wise, that could be a symbolism
true.
thing. But if that happened, I would be annoyed. So I hope that doesn't happen. Then I also wrote down maybe he dies before knowing the truth, which, like, again, would have to happen in the first couple episodes. So imagine if Jon Snow dies before the Battle of Winterfell.
Dead again. Ollie comes back. The kid from the Night's Watch that stabbed him the first time, he comes back as a white and stabs him again.
Yes. He's like running ahead in front of the whole entire army just to kill
Jon
Jon
Snow, come here.
Maybe it's just a symbol of the Starks returning to Winterfell, and that's all it really means.
Yeah, it could be. In the Aftermath trailer, because each character that it referenced was an object of theirs, people are saying that the feather would be the object for Sansa.
Yeah, but it didn't really initially have anything to do with Sansa.
No, apart from her picking it up.
And when she picked it up in season 5, I'm pretty sure it was when she was with Littlefinger, and they were talking about Lyanna Stark and how she was happily with Rhaegar.
Yeah.
That's what Littlefinger was saying, and Sansa was like,
Yeah.
no.
No.
She
Picked
definitely
it up.
wasn't happy. She was blah, blah, blah. She was like arguing that Lyanna Stark wasn't happy, and then Littlefinger was just quietly in the corner like, I know
everything. I am a snake.
That's exactly what he said. Good
Thank
quote.
you.
I feel like it doesn't, just because Sansa picked it up doesn't
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
it references Sansa. But maybe the writers just aren't as clever as we think they are, and they just went, Sansa picked it up. It's
Yeah,
Sansa.
she
It
can have that.
represents Sansa now.
What can we have to represent Sansa? What's happened to her in the series? Lots of bad things. Any object?
She picked up a feather once in one episode that also Robert Baratheon picked up. Yeah, but it's Sansa's now.
Put it in there.
It was on Lyanna Stark's statue. Yeah, but it's Sansa's now. I'm not sure. What symbolism there is going to be there, but I want to cut to this clip, like we were saying, in like a couple of weeks' time when we find like some kind of secrets out, and we're like, that's what the symbolism is. I want to cut back to this and be like, whether we were even slightly close to what the symbolism is, because I reckon we'll be able to figure it out
So
after the third
it could
episode.
literally just be when Jon and Daenerys find out that they're related to each other, a feather falls in the background, and then it would all link up together in the theory that you're saying.
I think that would be a nice way to tie it together, where it's not like they don't have to zoom in on the feather, like that would throw it in your face, but like a feather might just land kind of in shot enough for you to notice the feather.
You can notice it.
But you wouldn't know what the feather meant unless you'd paid attention to things. It would be a nice little nod to the Chung theorists. Not just
Association theorists.